Hey guys, welcome to your reading. My name is Natalie and this is Eve's Rising Tarot, and I am doing a general collective love reading, all signs for the person on your mind, to help bring clarity into any situation that is confusing or is keeping you held and stuck and confused. It's a general reading, so it may not fully resonate with some of you, and please use your intuition in discerning what's meant for you and what's not. Any reading, because the energy is fluid, roles can be reversed and throughout the entirety of the reading. So keep that in mind as you listen, and always, again, use your intuition in discerning what is meant for you. And let's get into it. Let's get the overall energy of your person at this time. Just a quick energy check to see where they're at. Please show me the overall energy of the collective's person at this time, Spirit. King of Wands and Eight of Cups, with Four of Cups on the bottom. This feels like somebody who is putting their heart and soul and full willpower towards bringing something to life, to manifesting the life of their dreams. There is a heaviness and a constant knocking on the door of their mind, knowing that it is beautiful and it is impactful, but for some reason it is leaving them feeling an emotional void. It's not what they had hoped. And there's a sense of feeling alone. And they're in this contemplative state of wondering, is this really what I want? I have this drive and this passion to do this thing, but I just feel alone. I feel unfulfilled. I feel like there is something more that I want, but I don't know what it is. And seeing the Four of Cups on the bottom feels like this angel that is offering the gift. Even though this person is fully consumed and kind of resisting what they're being guided towards, there is an inkling and there's this kind of like a sixth sense that something is tugging at them to go a different way. So it feels like they are really becoming aware of this and giving it some thought and stepping into that contemplative state of, is this really what I want? I'm fighting so hard to stay in this place against all odds, against the changing seasons, against the winds, against every aspect of the universe that is pushing me towards another direction, but I'm clinging to it. And they're in this phase of asking themselves why. Okay. How are each of you viewing the connection right now? At this time, how are each of you viewing the connection with one another? Get your energy first and then theirs. So how you're viewing it. I tried to replace you, but it didn't work out because I'm madly in love with you and I was fighting it. I know this is divine. I tried to replace you. And I said this person is working on manifesting a life that they want, and they thought that that was the answer. And they're realizing, they're hearing that voice that's saying, this isn't it. This isn't what you want. Listen, let's follow what the heart is saying. So they're one foot in the door of walking away, and the other majority of the body is kind of clinging to it. And how they're viewing the connection, I couldn't give to you like I wanted to because I'm still healing from my past. Wow. I must be connecting with the same collective. This is reading number 3, where I have read the energy of how they're feeling in their position of how they're viewing the connection, and I'm seeing it as both of you. So both of you tried to replace one another and it didn't work out. And I'm not seeing exactly how you did it, but it may have been dating, it may have been pursuing, another aspect of yourself and expanding yourself in some way, career, spirituality. But whatever it was untrue to your heart and to their heart. And time has shown that it wasn't the answer. It wasn't the way, and it wasn't what is right or what needs to be done. So them I couldn't give to you like I wanted to because I'm still healing. There were limitations in their trust and limitations in the way they showed up for you. And I'm getting with this card that it feels like it had nothing to do with you. And that it had to do with this person's past. And I'm not seeing what that was. It could have been familial, how they were raised, the relationship they had with their parents or parent, or the lack thereof. Or it could have been past hurts and romantic connections that really they moved past. But this right, because I'm still healing, which means this person is aware. Or had become aware either through you or, slightly before your connection, and they're working towards better understanding themselves and illuminating the things that still are with them that have kind of been buried in the darkness and in the subconscious. Both of you in an energy where you tried to replace this person. They tried to replace you, but none of the methods in which you tried to do it worked. The heart wants what the heart wants. Okay, what's the strongest connecting energy between you and this person? Strongest felt on both sides. Strongest connecting energy, please. Children. Your love life is being affected by children, and this, something that mentioned children as well in the last reading I did for the collective. They were only staying for their children, I want to say. So in this sense, it doesn't feel the same, even though it's referencing children. It feels like possibly the desire to have children together, or at least the idea that it's possible. Maybe both you and this person have never wanted children or felt connected to another person in a way where that was even an option or something that was thought of or entertained. It could also be a contrast in one wanting them and the other not. And that could be a realization that there's something more wanted, and maybe I didn't want it at that time, but now I do. Take it as it resonates. And what is the strongest magnetic energy? Pulling each of you to the other. Strongest magnetic, connecting, resonant energy between the collective and their person. Let's get one for each. Okay, strongest connecting energy that draws you to them. Mystic. Have faith when you face adversity, or having faith. So you see this person as strong. Somebody who doesn't back down when challenges come knocking at their door. They flourish and grow and expand and thrive in adversity and, challenging environments. You admire this person's way of seeing beyond the 3D way of life. They look to the bigger picture. They see more in the little and big experiences that life has in store for them. Psychic abilities and shaman. You carry the shaman within. So you see this person as inspirational, beautiful, strong, capable. You might be even keeping eyes on them, seeing them doing things with their life that you didn't recognize or realize was part of their character. So that is strongest magnetic energy to your person. What you see in them is polar bear, mystic. And what they're drawn to in you, they feel very protective of you. They see that you're finding flow in your life, in harmony, in the rhythm. And that you may not really understand the path, but you're taking one step forward regardless, trusting that life will catch you. They see you as somebody who perseveres and is knocking on success's door. If they're not speaking to you, or if you guys are not in a good place this time, they still care and feel highly protective of you. And what's the strongest crossing energy that is keeping this from flowing and expanding? And the divide. What is the strongest crossing energy? Strongest crossing energy. Strongest crossing energy, Spirit. Gratitude and indulgence. Number 36 could be a relevant number, an age, I don't know, maybe a date. 36, gratitude and indulgence. This could be taking too much from one another, or not seeing the gratitude and the value in the soul of one another. Seeing possibly in some sense, or not recognizing that possibly you see one another as replaceable or disposable in some sense. If it doesn't work out, I'll just move on to the next. So it feels like a lack of reverence and gratitude for the character and the soul value of each of you. Seeing just the surface of one another and not looking deep enough to understand the soul truth. And let's see here. Tell me what that looks like on each side. How is that interwoven and playing out in your experience and in theirs? Let's get a clarifier on this crossing energy for the collective and their person, Spirit. Please clarify this crossing energy. This card has come out a couple of times in readings. Apology, forgiveness. An awareness on your part that there's a desire to make things right. To understand that from your perspective, you're both human, you're both imperfect, and perfection was projected on this connection on your end, and there is a sense of guilt and a need to confess and to make this right, and the sense that it's never too late to do the right thing. Apology and forgiveness for you, for your person. Spirit guides, assistants. They are being divinely guided. They are receiving signs and synchronicities, and they are picking up on these. And there is this recognition, and I said this, that was one of the things I saw in this Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That angel, even though they're clinging to an old way, and they're looking behind them and not towards the future, there is an inkling there is a voice, there is a whisper, there is a subtle knowingness that is coming into their awareness that there is something that's trying to be communicated. And possibly on the other side too, there is this awareness that they took you for granted and they didn't treat you respectful of your boundaries and of your quality and what you deserve. And there's a recognition of this. Also, very similar energies in the connecting, how it's playing out in you guys, are similar colorings. It feels in this crossing energy, there is a lot of internal, I wouldn't say chaos, but influence from beliefs, subconscious, things of that nature that are playing into what is amiss in the energy, right? What is not in resonance and aligned. And at the bottom of the deck, for one or both of you, self-worth, not understanding your value, not seeing it, being blinded or believing in a lie that makes you feel that you are not worthy, either knowingly or unknowingly, right? Where did it say here? They couldn't give to you like they wanted to because they're still healing from their past, healing unworthiness, expectations, unreal expectations, possibly projected on you from a subconscious foundation. Maybe that ultimately resulted in them justifying, oh, you're not good enough, you're not what I need to be, you're not on my level, we don't align, whatever it was. That was a self-preservation tactic, it feels like, in subconsciously pushing you away to stay safe. Because your connection, the feelings they have for you, scares the living you-know-what out of them. And you took them into a place where they started to feel, possibly started to trigger and activate these old energies that are still within them that they didn't realize. And they were like, what in the heck? What is going on? Retreat, project, get rid of, sabotage. That's what I feel here. There's a lot of like blue and kind of like muffled sleep feeling, like just the sleep world in a dream, just the vibe of that here. So in a sense, that is the crossing energy, being or an awareness of the things within that are holding sway, that are guiding the ship. And light is shining on this. There's a sense of an awakening on their part. What are each of you being called to let go of? In this connection, in knowing one another and everything you've experienced, what are each of you being called to let go of? Let's get one more, Spirit. One for each of the collective and the person they're here for. So for your person, what I have there being called to let go of, surface relationships. Connecting with those that don't have any depth, that can offer them nothing, and that embrace and indulge the animalistic mind, the lower mind. This person is being called to step out of the bubble of safety and to embrace impactful and meaningful connections, possibly with you. They may have tried to come to you in a very highly sexual way, and that didn't work. It feels like you're more in alignment and realizing your value. And for your person, not my type, and I had mentioned that with projecting and sabotaging and pushing unreal expectations on you in this connection in an effort from the subconscious to sabotage it and preserve, to not allow an experience like what hurt them or what they carry with them to be relived again. The subconscious is very highly intelligent. So we have to be very mindful, and it's up to us to bring to light and awareness the things that hide and the beliefs that hide within the unconscious, because they are 90% of what guide us through our life. Finances, love, abundance, all of it. So setting unreal expectations, projecting, telling themselves that this person made me feel something I haven't felt and I don't like it, so I'm going to run. They must not be my type, because that's not normal to feel that way, right? So talking themselves out of it and trying to rationalize something that is not of this lower mind vibration. This feels to be a type of connection that has awoken both of you in some sense to what it is you truly want. Which those are the best. You know, they're not always fun to go through, but you come out of it knowing more about who you are. Okay, and I want to get an angel number. Possibly some confirmation or clarification of anything you've been receiving from higher helpers who are guiding you through this connection, through this experience. What would you like to share with the collective spirit? 636, patience. And 404, tenacity. If, and then new you on the bottom. There may be an urge or a drive to push this forward and to force it to happen. There is a call to step back, to let the magic that's happening in the silence and the disconnect between you help to bring clarity in both of you and to embrace it. Whatever is meant for you will come to you. If you try to see this from the healthiest growth opportunity, it will. So patience and tenacity, your unwavering commitment and diligence have nurtured a strong foundation for your journey ahead. Do not let fear cloud your vision. Your persistence and consistency is aligning with your higher purpose, and let's see, will bring forth a bountiful harvest. Nothing is impossible with your indomitable will. So patience. When the winds of uncertainty blow and the mind races with indecision, remember to slow down and surrender to where you are right now. Cultivate patience in your soul, for it is in the stillness between actions where the seeds of profound growth are sown. Slow down, breathe deeply, and trust that all is well. All is well, and everything is happening for me. Flow with life rather than forcing it. There's a time to push forward, and there's also a time to, fall back. And sometimes when you're pushing forward for something and you're trying to happen or have it happen in a way that is how you see it and how you want it to happen, that can be an ego drive, an ego driver that is only worried about the self. So have patience in what's happening. Embrace the confusion you feel and the lack of clarity, and use it as a catalyst and a mirror to look within to see what it is that the highest is trying to help you see within one another, within you and possibly within this person. Possibly a need for compassion and understanding in this person's experience, and how are they happening for me, rather than why are they doing this to me? Why is this happening to me, right? Why is this happening to me mentality really doesn't ever answer many questions. How is this happening for me? What is it causing me to see in myself that wasn't seen before? What thought patterns and beliefs am I being guided to see that are holding me back without my knowledge? Patience and trust and flow. And this little purple angel is chipping away at the old, heavy, dense self, the old, heavy, dense beliefs, with the whispers and the guidance of the higher mind, the higher self. And what would your higher self like you to know right now? for your highest good, if you are open and receptive to this guidance, what would your higher self like to say to you right now? What would your higher self like you to know, to be aware of, to see, to understand? How can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment where patience is being asked of me, this moment where confusion might be reigning supreme? Growing our self-love is medicine to this world's broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you are able to give the world more grace. Today's soul action: look at yourself with a graceful filter. You are meant to be in this moment of your life. Release the inner critic and fill in the hole with your soul's truth that you are infinite, you are loved, and you are already there. And I'm sure this happens in me, right? But it's so much easier to see something in someone else, so I'll use my son as a reference. He is and can be very critical of himself and his drivers and his success. But he's also been subjugated to bullying and cruelty from, people throughout his life. So I remind him when I see this in him to understand the profound damage that being a critic and judgmental and a bully to someone else can bring, and that it has that same effect to us. We are all children of God learning in this life school. We all go through some heavy stuff throughout different phases in our life, and sometimes things are blissful. But if we have somebody talking smack to us in our head every step of the way, how much harder is that? So this feels like a call to be kind to yourself in your conversations with yourself, that inner dialogue. What are you saying to yourself as you're going through these challenging, hard times? Are you lifting, or are you creating more denseness and more heaviness to the experience? Keep that in mind. And I'm gonna leave the reading there. I'm hoping it was helpful for someone out there. And if it was, let me know. I'd love to hear. And I'm sending you all so much love, and we'll talk to you soon.